This is pasta alla gricia, one of the most beautiful pastas on the planet. It comes from Rome, and if you have been to Rome, I do hope you have tried it. If not, today is the day for you to change your life. Let's make this together. Are you ready to change your life? Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate, the place where you get to learn how to cook delicious homemade Italian recipes. Yes. This is pasta alla gricia, pasta alla gricia. This is a Roman pasta. Did you know there are 4 pastas in Rome? Carbonara, cacio e pepe, amatriciana and pasta alla gricia. Probably one of the best pastas on the planet. So think of pasta alla gricia as a combination of carbonara and cacio e pepe without the egg, or a mix of amatriciana and cacio e pepe without the tomato. That's what you get. Let me tell you, I want this pasta to be creamy. I want the guanciale to be nice and crispy, but at the same time moist. And I want happiness into my mouth. Oh yes. To make the perfect pasta alla gricia, we need a nice guanciale. Guanciale is the pig cheek, is the cheek of the pig. It's very popular in Rome. It is not popular in other parts of Italy or around the world, but it can be found. If you cannot find guanciale, pig cheek, use pancetta or cured bacon, okay? But try to find guanciale. We need to use a generous amount of pecorino cheese. We want to be very generous with our pecorino cheese. Pecorino cheese is a cheese made from sheep. Bah. And then the choice of pasta I made is rigatoni pasta. Rigatoni is probably the most used pasta for pasta alla gricia in Rome, okay? You can use spaghetti, you can use bucatini, you can use anything you want. But trust me, in my opinion, rigatoni is the best. You will love this. Okay guys, as you can see, the guanciale has pepper, all the flavors in here, you know, your herbs, there is garlic in there. And on this side, we have the skin. We don't want to eat the skin. So what we do is we remove the skin, okay? Just remove the skin because we don't want to eat it. So it's very important. So with my guanciale, the way I like to cut it is that I want to get a nice slice like this, probably ½ inch, even less, you know, just like that. And then I want to cut it into strips. So what I'm trying to do here is very simple. So I'm trying to get fat and meat on the same strip, because I need the meat to become crispy and I need the fat to give me the flavor to this pasta and to make that sensation of moist and crispy at the same time, you know, because the fat will stay moist and the meat will become crispy. So for this pasta, guys, I am making 300 grams of pasta for 2 people, 150 grams each, and 200 grams of guanciale. But if you want to be more generous, so you want to use a lot more guanciale, more pecorino, oh my God, go for it. It's the more the better. Guys, the first thing to do here is to start boiling the pasta, okay? I've got a large pot with nice amount of water and I'm boiling the water. See, the water is boiling. At this point, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of rock salt or sea salt. Put it in there. And I've got the flavors now in the water. You know, the water has flavors. Now we have salt in the water is boiling. We are going to add 300 grams of rigatoni pasta or any pasta that you want. Now this pasta needs 14 minutes to cook, okay? That's what the packet says. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it for 1 minute less. So 13 minutes. Why? Because I'm going to finish off this pasta inside the pan with the guanciale. Now this is where the fun begins. I have a nice pan over here on a low heat I don't want to stress the meat. And I'm going to add the guanciale in this pan, okay? I don't want the pan to be already too hot because otherwise I'm stressing the meat. I want the meat and the pan to warm up together, okay? Now guys, this meat, this guanciale, or if you use pancetta or bacon, it will take about 5 minutes to cook, no more. On a low medium heat, you're looking at 5 minutes. You want to be safer, let's say 7 minutes, no more. So as the pasta is boiling, this is getting ready, okay? What we are going to see very soon is the oil coming out from the fat. So the fat will melt and will create oil that is going to give flavors to our pasta. That's the reason why we don't need garlic, we don't need onion, we don't need anything else, because the flavors are in this guanciale, big chick. See, once a week I have this smell into my kitchen, and it's a must, okay? So what I want to create here is an explosion of happiness into your mouth. Remember when before I said this is a combination of amatriciana pasta and cacio e pepe? Well, this is how I make it, okay? I do like to make that cacio e pepe sauce for this guanciale, okay? So what we do is we get a beautiful pecorino cheese, we put it in a small bowl. So what I want to do is I want to put 3 tablespoons of pasta water, but you might need more or less, you see how you go. And I want to create a nice thick cream, with pecorino. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to achieve. See, I want to achieve this. This is what I want to get. In the meantime here, our pasta has been cooking for 12 minutes. We have an extra minute to go. So what I do is I get a mug here full of pasta water, which I need to cook the rest of the pasta in the pan. So our pasta here cooked for 13 minutes. What I'm gonna do is now I'll take it out and I'm gonna add this in the pan with the guanciale. Okay, now it's time for us to put the pasta in the pan. Ah, beautiful. The pasta needs to make love with the guanciale. Needs to make love. And straight away we're gonna put a mug of water in there, maybe half of it. And what we do is we stir gently so we can keep cooking our pasta in there. We mix the guanciale all over. The reason why I was very generous with the amount of guanciale is because guanciale will go inside the pasta, this rigatoni pasta. So I want to have both outside and inside of the pasta. Now what we're doing right now, this is a technique where we are basically finishing off to cook the pasta in the pan. What is happening right now is we are releasing the starch from the pasta in the pan. As you can see, this sauce now is a lot thicker and darker in color. See, it's darker there. That's because of the starch. So what we're going to do now, we are going to add a beautiful pecorino cream in this. So we're going to switch off the stove and add the pecorino, but only when the water will be reduced, okay? So we have about 30 more seconds here to reduce this water. It's a bit too much. I want to have about 4-5 tablespoons of water left, no more than that. See how the water is reducing here? See? See? There's not much left. This is the time when we are going to switch off the stove and add the pecorino cheese. So the stove is off. We're adding this beautiful cream of pecorino cheese, okay? This is the most important ingredient right now, and we need to treat it carefully. Now, please pay attention to what is going to happen now to this pecorino, okay? Look how it's dissolving, and look how it's becoming creamy. Why? Because we have a little bit of water left at the bottom of the pan, and this water is gonna help us to turn the pecorino into cream. And look how creamy it is. That water full of starch, it's important because the starch helps to create that cream. Extremely important to have the stove off. The reason why the stove is off is because if you keep the stove on, you are gonna have a pasta full of cheese strings. You don't want cheesy strings. Look at that. Look how amazing this is. This is my interpretation. This is how I like to make it today. I find it nicer when it's creamy, and it's a combination of amatriciana and cacio e pepe without the tomatoes. Or it could be a carbonara cacio e pepe without the eggs. That's all I want to achieve. Now this is the moment when we want to go crazy with the pepper. Put a lot of pepper everywhere and serve this beautiful dish. Serve it now. The reason why I like to add the pepper at the end is because it must be freshly grated, because it tastes so much better. Yummy. Guys, this is the best part. Time to eat! And I'm having this delicious pasta. Let's see if it's creamy. Look at the guanciale inside the rigatoni. Look at that. Yeah, I had a beautiful surprise of guanciale inside the rigatoni. Beautiful, perfectly cooked pasta. Creamy to perfection. Oh my God, honestly, which one is best? Carbonara, cacio e pepe, amatriciana, or this pasta? I really want to know, because let me tell you, it's a very good challenge. This has got nothing less than a beautiful carbonara. This is amazing. What are you waiting for? Come on, go in the kitchen, make it, please. But before you do, write a comment below, and please subscribe and support my channel just with one like. That's all I need. That's all I need from you. A like and a comment. That's how you can share the love with me. Thank you guys. We will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia! Vincenzo's Plate. Yes.